So, I just want to make a quick video here on this movie War Dogs. I watched it a couple weeks ago, and one of the interesting things in the movie was that these two guys got busted for illegally packing 42-year-old Chinese ammunition. And if you don't know anything about this story, it's based on a true story of Ephraim Diveroli and David Pacos, and they were these young arms dealers, and they made contracts with the government and whatnot. Anyway, when I saw the 42-year-old Chinese ammunition, I instantly thought of the word Freemason equals 42. I bet this movie and this real story have a whole lot of stuff connected to Freemasonry. I also found that it even connects to the Packers winning the Super Bowl in 2011. So let's look at some of the stuff going on in this story. If I can click off of there. In gematria, the practice of coding words into numbers or numbers into words that is used by the Freemasons, the name War Dogs equals 33 and 87. Very interesting. 33 is the highest degree in Scottish Rite Freemasonry. The number 87 has a bunch of connections to Freemasonry. If you write out 87, it equals 58 the small way, 139 the big way, identical to the word Freemasonry. Even the movie was originally supposed to be called Arms and the Dudes. If you write that out in gematria, it equals 57 and 156. The word Scottish Rite, or the phrase Scottish Rite, equals 57. And if you write out the word 33, it equals 156. And of course, this whole story about these young guys who are making contracts with the government, and of course, our country, our government, all has ties back to Freemasonry, founded on Freemasonry. So we also have 42-year-old Chinese ammunition. The word Freemason equals 42 the small way, 96 the big way. They also called these guys arms dealers. Arms dealer equals 42 and 96, just like Freemason. And, short for ammunition, ammo. Ammo even equals 42 like Freemason. There was the two main guys in the story, Ephraim Diveroli and David Pacos. Now think about that in regards to the Packers who won the Super Bowl. But I'll get to that in a second. This guy's name in gematria, the big way 133, the small way 52. If you write out gun runners, 133, 52. Just like government, just like White House. The other guy's first name equals 52. I found that interesting. If you write out his name in gematria, it equals 83, 101, and 146. And if you write out this guy's full name, it also equals 101 in gematria. So both of these guys even share gematria of 101. How exactly that fits in, I'm not positive because I didn't really look that much into the story. I know that Philadelphia equals 101 though. And think about Philadelphia in regards to the beginning of the nation. So these guys were arrested in August of 2008, but they weren't sentenced until January 4th of 2011. January 4th, in most parts of the world, they would write the date as 4/1, which really sticks out to me because if you write out the word Super Bowl, it equals 41, and they were sentenced 33 days before the Super Bowl in 2011 that the Packers won. Ephraim Diveroli even equaling 83. The word football equals 83 in gematria. A lot of 83 stuff in regards to famous players. Tom Brady born on August 3rd, 8-3. Peyton Manning born on the 83rd day of the year. So, as I was looking through, I noticed that the Packers beat the Steelers in 2011, 33 days after these guys were sentenced. And I mean, just think about the one guy's name. Pacos. It sounds a lot like the Packers. They were even arrested for illegally packing Chinese ammo. The Diveroli guy was sentenced to He was 25 years old and he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. So that means he got out at the age of 29. The word football, the small way, equals 29. The Packhouse guy, he was sentenced to 7 months house arrest, which if you go from January 4th and you go 7 months later, it's 8/4 of 2011. And that was when he was 29 years old when he got off house arrest. Notice, too, the Green Bay Packers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers with 31 points. Steelers in Gematria equals 31. Yeah, the Super Bowl is on the 37th day of the year. Packers equal 37. And, I bet you this Super Bowl has a whole lot more stuff in regards to it. Every Super Bowl, if you go back and look, they're all like this. Even just regular games. I was just watching the Giants game on TV because in Iowa we either get the Chiefs, and that's about it. Once in a while we get another game on Fox. The Giants won with a total score of 39 points. I knew the Cowboys weren't going to come back because New York equals 39. Even the blackout Super Bowl. The Super Bowl on the 34th day of the year, the Ravens won with 34 points. When the power went out, the score totaled 34. The power went out for 34 minutes. Everybody that was like the halftime show and the national anthem singer, they were all 34 years old at the time. I mean, it's just blatantly obvious. Last year, number 18 in his 18th season threw an 18-yard pass to number 81 to begin the Super Bowl. But moral of the story, they do little tributes like this that involve Freemasonry. This story's probably not even a real story, just some type of propaganda story, and of course they use it to connect it to the Super Bowl in 2011. Anyway, so Steelers equals 31. The company that they started was also called AEY, that equals 31. And then the Packers win with 31 points. Also then, the movie War Dogs, it comes out on 8/3 this year in New York, and then everywhere else on August 19th or 19/8. And the only reason I point that out is because anytime anything adds to 33 in simple gematria, it's also 198 in English gematria. And, these guys were sentenced 33 days before the Super Bowl in 2011. If you write out War Dogs, it equals 33. 8/3 was also the 216th day of 2016 this year. If you write 6 times 6 times 6, it equals 216. The David Packhouse guy was born on February 16th, 216. And even up here, in regards to Obama, this guy, the Packhouse guy, he got out on 8/4, 2011, which was Obama's birthday. Obama born on 8/4. If you write out Obama in Jewish gematria, equals 84. And 8/4 is normally the 216th day. But this year, it was 8/3 because of the leap year. So, just interesting that it came out on that day. Also, in regards to 216, 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And the movie came out in New York on August 3rd, but it didn't come out everywhere until August 19th, which is the 232nd day of the year. The word Satan equals 232. Just found that kind of interesting. Also, the word election equals 232 in Jewish gematria. And election also equals 83 and 38, a lot like the day that it came out. Some other interesting things in gematria: Chinese ammunition equals 84. They were supposedly from Miami Beach, Florida, that equals 84. United States of America equals 84. The guy who plays the main guy in the movie, Jonah Hill, Feldstein, 84. They were also known as the stoner arms dealers, also the dudes, because they love to smoke weed and whatnot. If you write out the stoner arms dealers in gematria, it equals 86. If you write out the dudes, it equals 86. And the dudes just reminds me a lot of the death of David Huddleston, the Big Lebowski actor, dying on August 2nd, the day before this movie came out. And, he's Jeff. Well, the guy who died is the Big Lebowski. The other Lebowski in the movie is Jeff, the Dude Lebowski. So it just makes me wonder. I don't exactly know if there's a connection there, but it just made me wonder. So possibly the story connected to the Super Bowl this year as well. I didn't look that in depth. I just wanted to show that this movie and the true story behind this movie all has stuff connecting back to Freemasonry. Anyway, have a good one. Wanted to make the video short. Peace.